much for joining us today. Here we are with Draven, and he has resolved pretty nicely. And so what we're going to be doing now is working on the nose area. How are you doing, Draven?
Good.
Great. So are you seeing some improvement?
Yeah.
Awesome. We like to hear that. So what I'm going to be doing now is extracting the nose area. We've kind of left this treatment a little bit towards the end. He doesn't have a lot of deep ones. They're more superficial, but they're pretty stubborn. So we're going to try to see how much we can do today. And to try to go ahead and get this out. How are you doing, though? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you know, you're going to put the pressure by holding the little Q-tip there and then just kind of slide across. And to get that pore to release that content. And he's been washing with his wash and has definitely helped to pre-soften that area for him. I am absolutely, I think, so blown away by your response to my last video. I couldn't believe the number of views, the amazing comments. Some of them I laughed so hard. And so thank you. Thank you for supporting Draven again. I just so appreciate that. So as we know, it doesn't take long for that oil to oxidize and turn into a blackhead. So we really are wanting to get this cleaned up really good and keep him on a good regimen so those blackheads don't build up so quickly around his nose. Turn him a little bit this way. Thanks, Draven. Can you breathe okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Here in Texas, if you've been watching, let me first say this. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have allergies. So here in Texas, the pollen is really high. And so if I sound a little groggy or a little tired, it's because of that. But I really am excited to be here today with you guys. Okay, I'm going to get these little corners through here. I'm going to try to keep this as dry as possible. Like I say, you want to make sure that Q-tip is nice and cotton tip applicator is nice and dry, and the area that you're working on too, especially around the nose. I had a couple of comments that asked why, you know, just kind of like, why do I use cotton tips instead of like a tool? And for the ones that have been following me for a while, you know. But for the new ones that are kind of joining our family, basically I tend to use the cotton tip applicator because I can actually maneuver the content to my benefit. Sometimes when you press down, you'll leave this little mark. Most of my clients are either Hispanic, Polynesian, African American. And so we have a lot more melanin than your lighter skin tones. So when creating so much pressure, you can cause a secondary condition called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And a lot of times too, when you're pushing down, there's a higher chance of that content not coming all the way through to the surface. Now, that's just my preference. I have seen so many that are such experts at it, and I'm telling you, I'm not the expert when it comes to using the extractor, for comedone extractor. I just enjoy using this technique much better. So it works great for me. And for the ones that are using the comedone extractors, my hat goes off to you, because I really think that if you've mastered the trade, it's wonderful. So there's a place for everyone here in the popping world. The ears usually is the best way to use is the extractor, comedone extractor. But again, I just like my cotton tip applicator, so I went ahead and did the last video using the the Q-tip instead of the comedone extractor. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna keep working here and cleaning this area off. And you can see some tiny ones through here. Okay, you want to get all of that out in those areas. Okay, now there, here in the tip, you can see he's got some blackheads, but that tip really does hurt. So, Draven, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when I was first going to aesthetic school and they were doing extractions on my nose. I was like, I'll do them at home, please stop. Because it can be a little bit painful. So, Draven, thank you. I'm going to be working on this side a little more again. As he's using his wash, everything's going to come up to the surface. So whatever's underneath there, it'll just keep coming up until we get it completely cleaned up. He's doing so much better. Got a lot of blackheads and so for those that have been asking about Daryl, he's doing pretty good. He came by to see me, and his doctor had told him that he cannot have any treatments right now until he finishes his last chemo. So I won't be able to be working on him. But he's doing good. He's very optimistic. He looks incredible. Beautiful smile. And so I think he's going to post something about it. But I know you guys been asking, so I do want you to know that I did talk to him, and I talk to him frequently. That's my buddy. So just keep them in your prayers. Really trying to get all this cleaned up for him. It's an area that accumulates a lot of oil, so it can get clogged pretty quickly. Even though this really was clogging that's been there, it's just coming up to the surface. Just double checking. So we're going to work on the upper cheek area. And even though these are itty bitty, I'm going to go ahead and clean these out. Turn them this way. And I'm going to work on here. He's really resolving so nicely. Okay, I'm really just trying to get the blackheads at this time. And this will give time for the other ones to heal. If you have like inflammatory lesions, just ice it. Let that go down. Give it time for it to mature, and so that way you don't cross any scarring. Okay, so that one's ready to come out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get that out. Go through here. Draven, how are we holding up? Okay. We're gonna do his forehead. Now, Draven had a long day today. If you live in Texas, you know, all our kids were doing the STAR test. So, I don't want to push it. So I'm gonna do his forehead. Then I'm gonna find out how much he can tolerate. And if not, we'll just, you know, we'll release this video and then we could do the rest the next time. I want to make sure that he's okay. I'm going to go on this side here. It's a little bit of a cluster of them. And even though they're small, you know, the thing is that once we clean these pores out, it absolutely changes the texture of the skin. So that's what I like, getting those, even those itty bitty tiny ones, because it makes a big difference. Okay, I'm going to go through here.